Welcome, everybody. Today, we're doing another episode of Against the Clock, where I race against the clock to lock up some deals. So, today, we are going to be working on doing some underwriting, probably calling some agents and seeing what we can make happen. So, we're just doing this episode 30 minutes a day, and that's all we're doing. And we are doing it against the clock. So before I get started, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and we will get to it. All right, so screen 2. Okay, let's get after it. Before I get started with that, okay. All right, let's do this. So start the clock and let's get after it. We had 10 seconds. And we are off to the races today. So first thing I'm going to do is I have a list of some leads that did not get created yesterday. So I'm going to go ahead and create those deals from our spreadsheet and go ahead and start underwriting them. So I'm going to go ahead and create all of these deals. And then we're going to send out some LOIs. Notice how we're missing a lot of agent information. So I'm going to have to go and like track those down manually for the ones that are missing. It looks like a lot of the agent information is missing, to be honest. There's only a few that don't have missing agent information. So just take a few seconds and we're sending through the list. Looks like the list is almost done. So cool. So now we have that. So let's go and check out our list. So we have a lot. So I'm going to filter on Indiana because that's really what I'm looking at for today. So a lot of missing agent information is right there. We're going to see if we can get this rocking and rolling today. Made some changes recently, so I'm going to test that out and see if it's working. And we're going to send out these LOIs. So I'm about to send out 4 LOIs. And we're going to pray that there's no errors. So the one thing I noticed, like just kind of across the board with a lot of the like Deal Sauce and PropWire, PropStream, like a lot of these deals are missing agent information, which makes it really difficult, obviously, to send out LOIs at scale when a lot of the deals are missing agent information. So I haven't figured out a way to be able to get that at scale. So if the data quality coming in is not great, obviously it's going to be hard to make that work. I'm trying to figure out a way internally how I can like handle that a little bit better than currently being handled now. So I do have some like Google lookups that I've been testing to see if that works, but I'm not going to show that right now. I'll have to stop sharing my screen in order to do that because as soon as I share personal information, my stream, gets taken down. So I can't share the personal information. So I'm going to filter back on the deals here, and we can see a lot of deals that are missing agent information. That one's not missing agent information. Let me check my email to make sure those LOIs are going out. Let's see. Check my email here. Okay, let me log in somewhere real quick. And so let's take a look at, actually, I may underwrite this larger multifamily deal today. We'll see. Let me open up a few different things. And let me check on the emails here. Give me a second. I apologize. I can't share my email because again, I mentioned it'll kind of block my stream. So I'm checking out something on my emails for a few seconds. Okay, yeah, my emails, my offers are going through, which is good. Okay, cool. So that's working properly. All right, so I'm gonna send off these the ones that we do have emails. I'm gonna send these off. I need to put a filter on here that will just filter on the ones that do have emails. I think that'll be helpful. Actually, I'm going to do an experiment here in a second. So I'm going to send these LOIs. So I'm going to send 7 LOIs. Boom. Done. These are all LOIs that I'm sending that pass my underwriting. So whenever I get responses back, I'm not going to have to sift through like, hey, is this a good deal? Is this a bad deal? It's already underwritten. Like it's already good to go. Now, once you start getting responses back, I would sharpen the pencil on the underwriting and maybe start playing around with the deal, restructuring it, making sure all that works. So that looks like 7 LOIs just been sent successfully. And if we go look at the leaderboard, I am absolutely crushing people on the leaderboard, just FYI. To be fair, I am going to be doing a lot of training to help people kind of like get set up and start. But you can see, like I'm just crushing it right now. I've sent out over 1,200 LOIs this month, which is a lot, right? I would like to get to the point where I'm sending out like over, I don't know, probably 400 or 500 a day. I think would be a pretty good target. I think that would be some pretty good numbers if I'm able to maintain that. So let's go back to, I just added this filter today on the states. So I want to kind of experiment. So I've already sent these LOIs, which is good. I'm going to experiment a little bit real quick because I have not tested this. You see all these ones that are missing the agent information. I wonder what happens if I select one that is missing and one that's not missing. It says one deal with missing agents will be excluded. I want to see if it actually like sends or airs out. So we'll see what happens. There's a good chance it might air out, but we'll figure that out here in a second. Okay, so it sent one, which is good. I expected that to send. I don't remember which one I selected. We may have to test that again. Okay, so 5635. I would expect this to stay here and not get sent. So I'm going to send that one. Whoops, I accidentally clicked on that. Okay, looks like that didn't send, so that's good. That's still on that list. Okay, well, I mean that seems to be working as I expected. Cool, awesome. All right, so let's take a look at what do we got going on today. Let me check my email. Let's see if we have time to underwrite. I want to check out this 44 unit multifamily. I'm going to dig through my email. Where is, I said I was going to clean up my mailbox yesterday. Honestly, I had a bunch of problems and I didn't get to it. So that's shame on me. All right, so cool. So I'm going to open this stuff up. Perfect. All right, I got mortgage statements. Let's see. There's actually a lot of stuff in here, and I don't think we're going to have time to underwrite that in 20 minutes. Give me 1 second. Okay, let's go into Where are the ones that do I have anything in here? Nope. Okay. I need to get better at managing the flow of all the statuses. So from LOI being sent, I could just start calling these people. Let me make a few phone calls. I think that would be helpful. So I'm going to go pull the agent information from this deal. Now, normally when I'm not streaming, I can just open up the deal and the agent information is right there for me. But since I am streaming, I'm going to go online and find it. So that way I don't get this stream taken down. All right. So I'm going to type in this address 32 Big Myers Street. And it's always good to follow up and call agents because a lot of times they get so many LOIs, especially with people like me that are able to send them out without really doing anything but touching a button, and they just think everything's a scam and they really don't know. Let me see. Excellent opportunity for owner occupied or investors. It looks like this property was okay. So they may tell us to pound sand. I'm not calling. These are really cold outreach leads as far as, there's no indication of interest in seller financing whatsoever. So we're going to make this call here.
Hello, you have reached Natasha Radovich with eXp Realty. I'm not available at this moment. Please leave your name.
I'm not going to leave a message on that one. Let's see. Let me check out my email. It looks like the app I'm using for my email is slow to update. So I'm going to go into my actual email. Okay. Let's see, 548. So I'm in my email right now. I'm going to look up this LOI that I sent, which was sent at 10:06. Okay, so that was the one I sent a few minutes ago. Let's look this one up. Oh, as far as workflow, I need to get better at this. All right, so let's go and update this. Do I have any notes section? I don't have any notes section here. Statuses. Okay, that would be helpful if I had a quick, like, hey, click here to be able to add notes. Now I can click inside the deal and add notes, but that's not as helpful of just like having it right there in front of me. Called, didn't leave voicemail. And I can set a reminder here if I wanted to, but I'm not going to do that for this one. I probably should. Okay. All right. So now we're going to move on to this next deal. Oh, this is hell no. No. We're definitely abort mission here. All right. We're changing this to dead deal. I'm going to say misleading listing. Although I need a better response. Let's see. I'm going to say bad inspection. That's probably the more accurate one. This property is like falling apart. I want nothing to do with this one. So I'm going to call that one dead and upload that, and it just gets pulled off my list because I don't want to manage that anymore. Like, I want that gone. So let's just filter on LOI sent. I left a voicemail on that one. Let's go pull this one up. All right, I got 15 minutes. Let's look at this property. Actually looks pretty decent. Okay, so I sent this 11 minutes ago. Let's call and see if there's any interest here.
Hello, this is Ann.
Hey, how's it going? My name is Mundo. I'm calling on your 1141 Madera Street listing.
Yeah.
I just sent an offer, an LOI a few minutes ago. I just wanted to check to see, one is, do you think that's something that they might be interested in? That you may not have had a chance to look at it yet, but it was a seller financing type of offer.
You sent me an offer? Is that what you said?
Yes, a few minutes ago.
Oh, yes, I have not seen it yet.
Oh yeah, no worries. I just sent it, so I just wanted to call. Sometimes people like get those LOIs all the time and they think it's a scam, so I wanted to make sure that you knew I was real.
Thank you. I appreciate it because I may not have. So, would you mind just telling me what the offer is?
Yeah, let me pull it up here. So it's a seller financing with a large down payment. So we're looking at a little bit over $41,000 down and doing seller financing on the rest of it. Just don't know if that's something they're interested in or not, but was curious.
Well, I will definitely present it to him. I do believe he wants to close and be done with the property.
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
So, but I totally will present it to him. Is this for you or is this for your client?
Yeah, it's for me. I'm an investor.
Okay.
And then
you don't have the funds to buy it outright or to be able to get a loan for it?
No, well, yeah, no, I do, but so this is actually how I scale like my portfolio. So for example, like let's say if I wanted to buy this like all cash, I mean, I could, but then that cash is gone and I can't go buy other properties. You know what I mean? So this is a great way for me to scale my portfolio and continue to grow. I have over 200 doors. So this is the only thing I focus on is creative finance.
Oh, okay. And so you wouldn't come full price?
No, well, it would be full price of what they're asking, but they wouldn't get the full like cash at closing, if that makes sense.
Yes, no, it does. But I'm saying you wouldn't consider a full financed offer.
Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm going to be no different than any other investor when it comes to those kind of traditional terms. I'm going to come in and probably ask for 70% of what the value is, which the seller's going to be like, I'm not selling for that, So I just avoid those types of, usually the only time a seller is willing to do they're willing to take a haircut like that is whenever it needs a lot of work and they're like, okay, yeah, let me get rid of this headache. And that's why I just focus on creative finance. I give a full asking price, but it's just done creatively with seller financing.
Okay. And so in this situation, who would be paying? So you would be paying the mortgage and renting it out?
Yeah. So the way that I structure this is that it's not a land contract. The deed would actually transfer at closing. And I get
you?
correct. Yes, correct.
Oh, we wouldn't transfer. I don't think we transfer the deed until it's paid in full.
Oh, okay. So they wouldn't be interested in doing something like that. Cause I will do stuff like land contracts, but again, the strategy in which I use it definitely changes depending on what the seller wants. And usually when they want to do some sort of land contract or stay in first position with the deed in their name, I'm usually looking at doing like 10% down at that point.
Okay, well, I'll definitely talk to him, and then I can let you. I'll reach back out. Could you give me a expiration of the offer?
It's just a letter of intent. It's more of just like, hey, is this something they might be interested in? And then if it is, then I go and write the purchase contract and all that stuff.
Okay, so are you a real estate agent then?
No, I'm just an investor. It represents myself.
Okay, so then you can't really write the contract then.
Yeah, no, I write the contracts all the time. I mean, I've done over 100 transactions in the past 2 years. I mean, I've never once had an agent represent me.
Interesting. Okay, and then you haven't had a lawyer, because it's not supposed to be legally valid unless an agent writes the contract, or a lawyer or an attorney.
Yeah, no, I mean, if you can show me the law that says that, I've never had a problem. I do have attorneys that have drafted my contracts, but like I'm the one that's filling them out, and then everything goes through title companies, everything gets insured, like it's all legitimate transaction.
Okay. Well, very interesting. All right. Well, I will definitely let him know, and then we can get back to you.
Okay. That sounds like a plan. Appreciate it.
All right. Yeah. Thanks for calling.
All right. Thanks. Take care.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. So that's a pretty common theme, is that, agents want to kind of force your hand and represent you. Obviously, not something that I'm going to do. And maybe just, she just wasn't aware that you can do that. But obviously, I clearly have done it many, many times. So, okay, cool. So let's go ahead and update this one. Called, discussed offer, likely not interested in second position, but will present. Seemed like a more traditional agent, could possibly overcome if taken time to explain structure better. I think that's pretty fair. Pretty fair assumption. So, okay. All right. So now, as I think about how I'm operating with leads at scale and following up and like really churning this more into a CRM, I'm trying to think about this for a second. I am against the clock, but I'm also trying to build this software too. So puts me in a tricky situation. I need some way of like knowing, okay, here, I followed up with this lead. I followed up with that lead, but looking at this list, I kind of have no way of knowing that I've followed up with this lead. So let me write this down, because I do forget things if I don't write it down. Need a way to have a lead list and know which ones I've followed up with and which ones I haven't, to be organized. Okay, cool. Awesome. All right, let's see if I doubt I've gotten any responses in my email yet, but let me just see if I've gotten any responses. A lot of times I'll get like immediate like no's, like just right off the bat, and then I'll just like mark them as dead, right? That's a lot of times what I'm doing. Okay, let me filter on the Indiana, because that's all I want to focus on. And I'm going to send out the ones that, oh yeah, that's the other one. I need to add no agent email filters. Okay, cool. Let's see. We have these available. We got agent information on those. Perfect. Let's try to break some things actually. So if I highlight all of these, past underwriting. We got these 36, clear that. Select them all. 27 are missing agent information. So I should see you're about to send, well, it's really not about to send 36. It really should only be like 9 that gets sent out. Says you are about to send. Says it's not filtering on the ones that are sent. Okay, so that user feedback on the 9 that got sent, that took way too long to appear. I need to shorten that. Shorten time frame on user experience when sending LOIs. Okay, cool. So we just sent those 9 LOIs so I can see them going through my email. Boom, boom, boom. Sending them out. And then we're going to wait for responses. So we'll probably start getting some of those responses tomorrow. And then that would be my job to go in and fill in the, unfortunately. Now, if we can find a way to get a higher quality data into the system, we won't have all these like missing agent informations. But unfortunately, I'm going to have to probably chase a lot of these down individually, which kind of sucks. Okay. So let's see. Let's take a look at some of these other ones that I've sent as far as LOI sent. And I look at this. What would be more helpful? I have an updated field, but I think it would be helpful if I had an updated or when LOI was sent column. So that way I can quickly identify, okay, when did I send these LOIs? LOI send date column. Let's see if I can add that by tomorrow's call, so I can be an assassin for reaching out at scale. Sent LOI date column on my deal screen. Okay, so what we're doing, yesterday we underwrote. George, am I using an email engine? Yeah, I have a. It's called Resend. It's like a developer, API email service that basically ties in and sends out. You can validate your domain. So I got my domain connected in here. So if I go into integrations, I got my domain connected. Hopefully it doesn't show my password. Okay, cool. No, that would have been bad. I got my domain connected. So then it's using, it's tied into my DNS records and it's sending out the offers on my behalf for my email. Okay, so LOI sent date columns on my screen. That would be helpful. So if I kind of evaluate, again, we're not going to be locking up a bajillion contracts in one day. Yesterday, we spent time getting data from DealSauce, uploading it, underwriting them. Today, we're sending out the actual offers. So tomorrow, or probably today, I'll start getting responses. But tomorrow, or I guess as of right now, I want to set up my workflow in the best way possible for me to move very, very fast. So that way, when I start sending out 200, 300, 400, 500, 600 LOIs in a day, I can move and update in the system as fast as I can and have everything very well packaged and organized. So if I look at the structure of this, I want to see more organization, more like touch points of, yes, I've talked to this one, I haven't, almost like a TC. So like when a TC has a file, they need to touch the file every day, right? Well, we need to touch the lead every day. We need to know, okay, are we going to give the agent a day to respond? Yes or no? Ideally, we would have some sort of follow-up campaign built into here. That would be pretty cool. I'm going to look into doing that, actually. Let me look at that. That would be a good idea. Follow-up email campaign. I wonder if we could do something to like give people like a Calendly link option to book appointment, to book a call. That would be pretty gangster. So if they don't follow up, if you don't get a response within like 2 or 3 days, send that follow-up email. Ask them to book a call if they're interested about the offer, or just, you can say whatever you want. I'm probably going to say something like, hey, just tell me to pound sand, or if you're interested, let's hop on a call and chat about it. And there's our clock for the day. So as obviously we ran out of time, but as I finish my thoughts, okay, so I really want to clean up the organization. I need to clean up these headers. It's kind of driving me crazy. So we got the match score, filter out the good from the bad. Honestly, I probably just want to get rid of this failed underwriting altogether and just get it off my board. Maybe have it in like a different tab in here so they can go in and archive them or do something, but I don't even really want to see them, to be honest. Looks like I need to finish those. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think that would be a good start, and maybe thinking about, okay, so if I look at the KPI status, I don't want to have some conflicting logic because it passed underwriting. Oh, now I know what to do. Okay, I'm going to move the folder structure to where the only thing I'm seeing on this screen, I love how I'm talking to myself. The only thing I'm seeing in this screen is past underwriting, and that bypasses the conflicting logic to allow me to separate statuses better. Okay, so I really want to move the deals into these statuses and group it like that. But I had this conflicting past, failed. I may have to rewrite this whole thing, which is fine. And maybe move this into like different tabs of like past, failed. So when you first get here, it's all the past ones, and then you got the KPI statuses, and then you can update and manage the flow based on that. This is not Go High Level. It's not tied to Go High Level whatsoever. I do have a integration built out with Go High Level, but it's untested. I don't have Go High Level personally, so I have no way of testing it, but I do have a couple of users that are using Go High Level, so we're going to be testing it. So that way we can get it flowing. So like if they want to export the deal into Go High Level, they can, and manage the pipeline that way. I don't want to restrict anyone from not having access to their data, but ultimately, like, I want to be that Go High Level replacement as far as the software goes, as far as like how, like, I don't want to be reliant on other things. I want it all in one place. Yeah. So which part is what you're looking to do? Like export it to Go High Level? Because that whole like pipeline of like how I've used Go High Level before, I just don't use it currently. I just never really liked that whole like pipeline of how it's structured. So that's why I'm trying to like restructure this to match what I personally would like. Yeah, correct. Yeah. So I mean, I'm integrating everything that I can in here, because this is taking care of the underwriting, obviously, and I'm trying to bring in all the data sources to plug it into here. That's what I'm trying to do. So, okay. And I can filter on pretty much anything I want. But I want to restructure this page to be more intuitive. Man, because I got a lot of, I'm actually going to remove these. Whoops, I accidentally clicked on it. I actually give away these, not give away, like people that have club credits on the platform. I can like, these are deals that I've underwritten and I put them on the platform for people to claim. So if you wanted this lead from Dallas, Texas, you could just claim this lead with your club credits that you have. So people can just grab those. So I'm getting rid of them off my board, my personal board, and then like making them like platform leads, if that makes sense. Yeah, I want to integrate the text message capabilities in there too. That probably won't happen until like next month though. You're looking to buy in Dallas Fort Worth? Well, I have a lot of Dallas Fort Worth leads. So that was a file that I was testing the other day. So these are a bunch of leads that I underwrote. Let's see. Okay, so for tomorrow, the goal would be to have this structured a lot more, or a lot better flow, so that way I can update statuses very, very quickly. Like I want to put in notes very, very quickly. That'll be another thing. Update notes very quickly. And I do have voice API integrated. That one's testing. I'm still in the middle of testing and developing that. But the goal would be underwrite it, send out the LOI, and then have the voice agent call the agent, just like I did on the phone call the agent and follow up with the agent, and then have that conversation and like pre-qualify the lead, set an appointment, like that kind of stuff. So I do have that integrated. I'm using Vapey. But it requires a lot of testing, because the cool part is I have Vapey integrated into the software. The problem is when I was doing my testing is that it's integrated into the software. So like if you think about like Prop AI or whatever, that's just like, it's kind of just going off a script and doesn't have access to information. I was asking it questions and it was like giving away the information freely. Like it had all the information, but it was like telling them everything in the deal that I didn't want them to tell them. So I'm working on like creating these filter barriers. So it's not just like the AI is not just like, yeah, I'm willing to go up to 50% and here's my numbers and here's my cash flow and do all that stuff. So that one's not like fully deployed yet for everyone, but I'm testing that. Yeah. Okay. Well, I got a lot of work to do today. So that was it for the Against the Clock series. And I'm just going to be working on like some of these improvements all day today. So that way tomorrow I can have a pretty good flow for setting up, for scaling out this operation. So appreciate you. And I will talk to you guys later. Take care, everyone.